Nice, lots of people registered there on this side, so I thought we'll make a start. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning for the second Feature Friday session. So the session's going to be run by Chris and Claire, led by him, and then moderated by me. I'm Sarah Cotton. So this session is going to be covering the email marketing features of the Eudonet CRM software solution, which is built specifically for the professional association market. I'm going to be moderating the session to make sure that it runs smoothly. I've made sure everybody's muted. If you could make sure that you don't unmute yourself during the session, that'd be great. We're going to leave a few minutes at the end of the session for questions. So if you do have any questions during the session, if you could just pop them into the chat section, I will collate them at the end of the session, and then hopefully Chris will be able to answer them. So first of all, we just want to go through our mission. So our mission is to help our clients not only before and during their project, but for many years to come. Our aim is to help our clients with their strategic goal. And assist them with their relationship with their contacts. So we just want to sort of reiterate our mission to you, our clients. So let's do a little bit of an overview of the Eudonet CRM solution. The software is built for the sector. However, we do understand that every client is completely different. The Eudonet CRM solution provides a 360-degree view of all the contacts that are within the system, whether they're members, event attendees, suppliers, or prospects. All the features and functionalities are within one piece of software. So that ensures that the Eudonet CRM solution is one single source of truth for all your data. The system's designed in a low-code environment, and what that actually means is it contains an administration console that can be accessed by our clients, so that each client can designate one user as their administrator, and following training they have the ability to make changes to the software themselves. This can be adding fields, renaming fields, and an importing of data. The low-code environment means that our clients are much more self-sufficient and can complete configurations themselves. So today, for this Feature Friday session, Chris is going to show the built-in email marketing functionality that's contained within the Eudonet CRM software solution. He's going to have a look at some email templates and go through them with you. He's going to show the tracking, unsubscribes, undeliverables, and some reporting on the back of the campaigns. The email marketing functionality is within the software, so it's actually contained within the software. It's not a separate piece of software added on to the Eudonet CRM solution. So that's the quick presentation to start the meeting. So over to you, Chris. Let's see this fabulous piece of software.
Okay. All right. Have you stopped sharing then?
Yeah. Oh no, wrong button. It should stop. Or you take it over, Chris. I think you just need to take it over. So let me get rid of that. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. See my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Welcome. It's lovely to see you all. So I'm going to quickly touch on the software. Only really just some key parts, because these are the areas I'll be working with during the presentation, this demonstration. It should be a nice short presentation showing you this feature that we are particularly focusing on for this Feature Friday. So I'll just crack on if I can. So as always, it's a true SaaS piece of software, so any laptop, PC, tablet, etc. can use this piece of software. You just need your URL, and you get your client area with a specific password, and you get your user your username and login. So you do have the ability to see that. That isn't my password, so I'll get rid of that. Okay. always, when you log in, you're presented with your view across the top here. This is the different areas of the software that you are allowed to go to, and or any other views that you're allowed to go to. So I'm a super user, so I'm allowed to go to membership, committees, events, finance, blah, 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 blah. I'm just sitting here on the default view, which has got contacts, orgs, as you'd expect, and then a little bit, particularly what we're after here, mail campaigns, etc. You've got your dashboards. We touched on those in the previous Feature Friday video. By all means, speak to Sarah if you didn't see that and you'd like to see it. The video is available. Talks a little bit about dashboards, how you can have different dashboards to show different things, but these are all interactive dashboards, really nice, as you can see. I'm not going to dwell on those. I was just sort of making a point that they're there. So, as we said in the previous presentation, Eudonet CRM is all about lists and records, because it gives you that real familiar feel of being a bit like a spreadsheet, but with more functionality. So you can provide your lists. You can, just like with Excel, you can filter a list. You can just look for, let's have load all values. Let's have just the females. I go down from 1400 to 358. No filter. I can move these fields around if I don't feel that's important. I can move it off to there. This is my list view. So this is when I come in, this is presented to me like this. And as we said before, you've got the ability to add fields in from other areas of the software into your list that you feel is important. I'm not going to dwell on that. I did do that in the previous presentation. The beauty of this sort of list is you can really narrow down your selection. So you're narrowing down a big long list, 1400, 1500 records. You're just looking for, let's say, the people who have got a member status of member demo, which I know we've set up on this system here. So that took my list from 1400 to 283. And now I've got this list. Now I've got this group of people. What am I going to do to it? What's my call to action? So in this example, in this Feature Friday, we're going to look at mail campaigns, but I could be doing exports, I could be doing charts, I could be doing processes, whatever I want to do. I could be doing maps, all that kind of stuff. Again, a lot of that was touched on in the previous presentation. In this instance, I am going to do an email campaign, but there is also what I wanted to just touch on here is that's one way to filter it, but there's also a thing called advanced filters. So you can have a set of filters that you will be able to link up to different areas of the software, because we're just looking at contacts here, but you might be wanting to look at client UK member contacts with email. So that's done a bit more than just simply filtering on a membership status. It's gone and said they've got to have an email. It's got to be UK based. They've got to have a particular membership. And therefore I can choose that filter, and it filters from 1400 down to 216. And again, there's my call to action. What am I going to do? I can do an email campaign, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to use that this time. I'm going to filter that. I'm going to go back to here, and I'm just going to use my simple filter there. Okay. So I've got my list. What am I going to do with it? I want to do an email campaign. So this ability to have lists, and therefore from those lists, you're going to be deciding you want to call to action for that list. So in the contact screen here, I just happen to be picking on membership status. I could have been picking on a particular, let's take that off. In fact, let's come away from it being particularly membership, but it might be I'm after a particular region. I'm after the Midlands. Okay, that's gone down to 491 records. Now, it could be that. It could be that you want to send a particular newsletter or a particular message to the people in that region. Your call to action is that. It could be that you're using this in the finance section. You're looking at all the contacts or the membership section, or whatever, where they owe you money. So what you're doing here is sending them an email to remind them that they owe you. And how much it is, you can do that. I'll show you that in a minute, where you can actually integrate different information into these personalized emails. So it's not just for contacts, it's not just for organizations. Anywhere within the system where you've got a list, you can then use this feature to mail out. So I'm going to take these people who are in the UK Midlands region, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to look at my email campaign. So this launches this feature, which is, like I said, available across the software. All right. It asks you a couple of questions. I only want to use my address file where it's their main address. Let's say I don't have to do that. I could just use the contact's main email. Click next, and you can see it's a nice stepped wizard going across here. So it says choose your recipients, choose your model, which is basically choose your layout, design it if you want to, add in any extra bits. We're going to step through those as we go through. You'll see what that does. Yeah. So now I can look at my templates. These can be templates which are previously here. This is actually a shorter list. We know that there are new templates coming. We're going to be adding to these very, very soon. So I'm hoping it will be somewhere in the region of 30, 40 different types of templates. And I could choose one of those if I wanted to, if I thought that one's a good one. So I'm going to pull that one up. So yeah, it could look like that, which is quite nice. I think it's quite a nice little template. Okay, nothing too exciting. Or I can choose a template I have already created. So here's one we've created specifically for the Feature Friday. And here's a newsletter. It says, because I'd already pulled one up, it says, do you want to change? Do you want to swap over? And I do. So I can see now, here's my newsletter. Here's my email that's going to go out. That looks really nice. You can now also see what it looks like on a tablet and what it would look like on a phone. That's really nice. Responsive design just really shows you how it looks. If you've been working on it, adding, and you can use, you can add columns in, you can add images in, buttons, headers, footers, everything you'd expect to get when you're using other kinds of software like this mail marketing. I can also save it, so you can create something. You can pull up a previous template, make changes to it, and save it as a new template. I can also see what it looks like when it comes to me, so I can send that to myself. So while I'm working on it, it tells me that's done, and I should now. There we go. What does that look like? It looks like that. That's really nice, isn't it? It's very, very, very professional, very sexy. That's just a standard type of email that you can create in the software, whether it's a newsletter, whether it's a dear so-and-so, could you please pay us what you owe us? Or as I was doing that, like an area thing, by the way, we've got an up and coming event in your area because you're in the West Midlands or whatever. Okay. You call it something, preview text, click next, very simple. Now we're here to contents and links. Yeah. I can include merge fields. I can include the contact's name. I can even put their avatar in there, whatever it is that I've got on the system. I can include in the email to personalize it and information about the organization they work for, maybe. I can also see the source. For those who are a bit more technical minded, means you can actually add in very quickly templates and such like. I can add in links, pictures, lots and grids, tables here as well. I can edit at this point as well. I can make changes here if I wanted to. Very easy to use, very straightforward, nice, easy layout. Again, I can send a test anytime I want, and I can make those changes and save them. I can change the fonts, etc. Okay. So here's my newsletter. I'm here. At any point while I'm doing this, I can go back. I can go back to my model selection. Yeah. I could go back to my contents. It's allowing me to jump around as well. It's quite nice. So I'm happy with that. I've got my list. I know who I'm contacting. I know what I'm contacting them for. In this case, it happens to be a newsletter. Then I can call it something. Feature Friday email marketing example one. Okay. Talk to myself when I'm typing. All right. And here I could see who it's coming from. What's the name I want to display on that? What if they reply? What should that email go back to? I can also blind copy and CC people into it. I can decide here if it's going to be HTML or text. I think text is there if you do have that ability, do want that ability just to send a far more plain text, but then defeats the whole object of doing a really nice template because it needs the HTML to do that. Okay. I'm through to the next stage, and this next bit is really quite interesting. This is the deliverability section, the checks before sending. So I've got the ability here. I can test to see how well it will go. I can improve the design. It's lots of little steps and helps to make sure that your email or whatever message you're sending out is doing the best it can. I can choose where I want this email to go on a record, which I'll go back to in a minute, because I'll show you that on a contact record. Again, we did touch on contact records on the previous presentation, but there are different areas where you could store it. It could be a marketing email, as you can see there. It could go to the events email if it was an event. So you can have, so you can section off within a contacts record the different places where emails can sit. So you've got that sort of the ability to really filter down a little bit. But some really nice features, which is you can only choose recipients with a valid email address if you want to, and not choose unverified email addresses. You can also, it's already excluding recipients with an invalid email address. I could include them if I wanted to. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know. But it's giving you that flexibility and giving you the kind of numbers. It's also using these scores to give you an overall deliverability score. So the more things that could go wrong that you take out, the better deliverability and the better you get that message across. And send only one email to the same email address, so you're deduping. Yeah. So of those targeted, I actually only had 57 because a lot of them, because it's our test database, have all got the same email address, which is why it does that. In a real world, that would stay at around about 426, I would think. Okay. And from there, you've decided where you're going to put it. You want to do any testing. You're happy with your scores, your deliverability. I can then come across to here and I can see I can send it immediately. I can postpone it and I can decide when I want to send it, what time, what date, etc. Come back to my immediate send. And again, where's it going? And also the links that are in there, you can decide how long can they last for? Because it might be that some of the information in your newsletter or whatever it is that you're sending out only has a specific lifespan. And therefore you want to be able to sort of say shelf life, so to speak. You want to be able to say that by the end of 26th of December, that's it. And actually you're going to purge it at that point as well. Okay. Sorry, click that instead of highlighting it. But it gives you that flexibility. Okay. And then you can just send it. If it was an immediate send or postponed delivery, that's great. You can send and it will do that for you and send it out. I'm not going to bother sending that because there's a lot of same emails and they're just going into testing presentation email boxes. So there's no real point in sending that and it'll just go out. It sends them all out. So if you've sent it out, and other people will be doing this as well. You've then got a tab on the system, which allows you to see all of the mail campaigns. And again, you're back into the lists. I can filter these. I can date modify these. So I can filter that, after the first submit. So date modified. There you go. I've narrowed that down. Okay. Here's one we were playing around with the other day. So I can rename it. I can see who owned it. I can see when it was sent. I can go into that. I can look at the details of that campaign. Sorry, let's go back into that again. There we go. That's what I was after. It will give you the reporting on that campaign. You can see how many emails were sent. Okay, 35, not a huge amount, but you can see here what your open rate was. Really nice. You can display the data there so you can see it in a more statistical way. You can zoom in on that a little bit better so you can see it better and what you're looking at. Allows you to look at that. You can see your unsubscribes. You can see list of links clicked, which is also here, link tracking. So it's telling you in that article that was sent out which links have been clicked on, individual clicks, etc. So you can really get good feel for how well your communication is being accepted and how well they're actually being engaged into it while they're going into it and having a look at whatever it is. You can see who the emails went to. These are the actual people. I can look at that. There it is. So it's a different email, that one. Okay, but I can see that. If it's a case of they said they didn't get it, we'll come back to that in a second. You can resend it to that specific person. You got some campaign statistics here. You know, total recipients sent, opened, unsubscribed. There's a little report there that are basically saying all the same things. You've got an unsubscribe button, which I haven't got any because they're all good emails and we don't unsubscribe our own people. But also we've got the undelivered emails. And what that can do is allows you to go to your Outlook, so your desktop Outlook. You could get an email in here that's come back to you. Let's say it's you who's managing the undeliverables that comes into your email box, and you can just click and drag. Just click and drag that email from there and drag it into here, and that will then allow you to mark that as undeliverable. And that by default, the way we've got it set is that it'll mark a record as blocked and don't send it. And do you remember when we were looking at those stats a little while ago? So here's one like Andrew Jones here. You can see here. He's got sending blocked. So if I go and have a look at Andrew Jones's record, which happens to be here, okay, if I open up Andrew Jones's actual record, I can see that his main email is flagged as invalid because it's been bounced back. Yeah, undeliverable. Now you can undo that if there's a reason that you don't want to, but it's great. Remember, if you remember that third or fourth step in where it said, do you want the ones that are good or bad? And it's excluding those for you. So it's doing all that work for you. But more importantly, when you send emails out, they appear here on the contacts record. Yeah, you can see that email. You can see whether he read it or not. Has he read any? I don't think we've got any where he's read them. If I have a look at Tim McGraw's record, because we've got some on his. If we go down to his bookmark, his emails. Yeah, there we go. Read those two. Yeah, we can see that he read that one, he read that one, and he read that one. He hasn't read the others. So you're able to sort of get a bit more information. It can help you use KPIs on your records if you want to. Using that type of thing, communication KPIs, how well you're communicating, how well your members are reacting to your communication, how well they're engaging with you. And also, I mean, as we said before, when we said there was the home screen with all of these reports, this feature of reports, this is available throughout the software. It can be on a contact's actual record or an organization record, but it can also be on features like mail campaigns. If you notice across the top here, here's the lists, but more importantly, there's the reports. There could be lots of different reports here. You could have your open things, stats reports, but it's quite useful that you can create your own tabs and your own reports. There could be more tabs here of different types of reports that you want based on mail campaigns. So it's a really nice feature. So it's great how it's fully integrated into the software, allows you to do that emailing, allows you to identify the people you're trying to contact and choose and create your own emails that look really, really nice. And I think that does me, I think.
Yeah, that was good, Chris. Thank you. So we've had a couple of questions come in. Just for you, I think you've touched on a couple, but let's just go through them. So one of our customers has come back and said that they currently use MailChimp. So does this replace MailChimp? Can you integrate with MailChimp? How does that kind of work with MailChimp?
That's a good question. By default, we would anticipate that you would stop using MailChimp and the cost. I know MailChimp is particularly expensive, and you would use this feature because A, it's built into the software, but B, it gives you that 360 degrees, really allows you to see within a record, not just you, other people coming to those records and seeing that information. So we would anticipate that you would want to move to this. I feel that from an email point of view, the ability to build those emails, as you saw there, the nice, really sexy, great professional looking emails, is as good as anything that probably MailChimp can do. There are elements that MailChimp does which we don't have in here because they are just focused only on mail marketing. I don't really know MailChimp inside out, but there, as long as but you may find that you're not actually using any of those features anyway. And what we're doing here is great. So yes, I would anticipate you wouldn't use MailChimp after you get to use this software. Next question.
Next question. Sorry, I've just had one bip up. Is it possible to add in automated trigger communications such as welcome to membership notices in addition? So so the automations, marketing automations, which
marketing automation, yes, which I think you know better than I, don't you?
Yeah. So you can set up marketing automation so that you get automatic triggers, exactly as you say there, that will automatically send out certain marketing campaigns based on triggers within the software, such as welcome to membership, or when you book onto an event, it will automatically send out the information that you need. So so there is that kind of workflow.
It can also, with that automation, it allow you to it can be quite intelligent in that if it's if you like, the good example there was I was talking about how you'd send an email out to people to remind them that they still haven't paid their membership dues this year. You could set that up based on that list that you had today, and let's say that was 500 people, unfortunately. You could set that up, send that out, and say that once a week, once every 2 weeks, to send it again, and it can be set that it does it every 2 weeks, and with a when does it finish as well. But it can also then go, but don't send it to the ones who then have paid you in the meantime. So it gets smart. So it can narrow your list down each time. So it saves you from having to do it.
Yeah. So it'll refilter
It uses a filter all the time, because your filter would be based on an outstanding balance, and therefore if they in the meantime go and pay it, when it comes to run next time, it rereads that filter and then says, oh, I now only have 300 people I need to send this email out to, and it sends the same email out. So
so it can automatically do those kind of filters, triggers, and automations that you've asked for there. So another question. So templates. Question with reference to templates. So somebody here's got their own templates with branding and wording already set up. So can the system allow for their already set up templates?
Yeah. Well, as you saw when I just touched on it and I clicked on it and said, and there's the HTML. Most templates, all templates, I think, are HTML templates. And therefore, if you've got a company that's branded or done you some really nice email templates, there will be a HTML for that. And you can just simply go in there, create a new template and drop your HTML in there, and it just pops up almost identical to what you've probably got. There may be certain things you just need to tweak. So a new email with a template that's already been provided to you can be created, a new email template, very, very quickly. Within 5-10 minutes, you can have what someone has designed for you.
Yeah. So you don't have to reset it all up again. It's really quick and fast.
So I mean, some of the templates I've got there, I went and nicked off free sites. Because I'm very lazy. I go to a free site. There's loads of them about, and look for their free templates. I think that's really nice. I'll have that, and I grab that and just drop it in and see what it looks like. Make a few tweaks, take out the bits which really don't apply, but it can be very quick, and as you can see there, look really professional. Yeah,
great.
All right,
that's it for questions, I think. Unless anybody's got any more questions. No, nothing's bipped up at me.
I'll stop sharing then.
Okay. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for attending. The next session I think we're going to be planned is within a couple of weeks, so you'll get an invitation for that. So thanks a lot. We hope you found it a useful session, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. Okay. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.